Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase. Yes, it does come with a fun Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15, like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more, or click the URL in the video description below. Lastly, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part podcast, you have CNN laying off employees left and right as they continue to try to shift to digital. All 18 customers will be very, very happy that they're going to go more digital, I'm sure. Now, this comes to us thanks to the Associated Press, and they say, quote, CNN is announcing layoffs as part of a shift to digital business. And there you can see their used to be respected logo of the CNN, which, well, it's probably been a couple of decades since it's been respected. Now, this is thanks to David Bauters, a writer over there. Now, they say that, quote, CNN is announcing a restructuring that will include some 200 layoffs, an accelerated pivot to digital accelerations and operations, and new TV roles for personalities like Wolf Blitzer, Jake Tapper, and Audie Cornish. Oh no. What will we do without the eloquence and reporting of Wolf Blitzer or Jake Tapper? Kidding, about 5 people will miss them. Now they say, quote, it's the boldest revamp yet in the 18-month tenure of the new CEO, Mark Thompson, a former chief executive at the New York Times and BBC, calling upon the parent company Warner Bros. Discovery to revive the news outlet's flagging fortunes. Which, yeah, when he first came to the new role, they got rid of, Brian Stelter, which is one of the more rudimentary and less respected, host over there throughout the years. And he said that they're going to try to make it more, neutral, which obviously they failed epically. Now, they continue saying, quote, the layoffs are concentrated to CNN's TV business, where ratings have tumbled as consumers cut the cable and seek other news sources, which I don't know anyone who actually pays for cable. I mean, I've been renting house or apartments since college and renting a house now. I've never paid for cable. I've never had the desire. And I even have a tube TV. Part of me likes retro tech. But, I mean, do you know anyone in your circle of friends who has cable? I know they try to push it with like the bundles to the TV, the internet, and the cable, yada, yada. But even then, I just personally don't see any value props to it. I mean, do you? Like these days? Now, they continue to say, quote, they will eventually be offset by new hires in digital, where Warner Bros. Discovery is making a $70 million investment. Now, CEO Thompson said, quote, this is not a cost-saving exercise. Unquote. I laugh because obviously it is. You're getting rid of some of the, well, not top quality, but top paid people at the company in terms of talent. You're going to hire someone else at a fraction of the cost. You're going to do about the same quality work. So a part of it is about fiscal cost, I believe, and saving some pennies, or in their case, probably millions of dollars. Now, he says, quote, we're actually leaning into increased investments. Layoffs have either taken place or are anticipated across the news industry. CNN's ratings have long taken a hit since the election of President Donald Trump, longtime critic of the network. CNN averaged 1.7 million viewers for Trump's inauguration, compared to 8 million for Joe Biden's inauguration 4 years ago, which, again, is also a different audience. I mean, more often you do have conservatives leaning into multiple media to try to absorb data and form I would say a good opposing viewpoint, a well-rounded opinion. But you very rarely see people on the left going to things like Fox News, and well, I think they're mostly become left these days. But you know the effect of which I mean in terms of seeking out different perspectives. You usually don't see that the opposite. Now, they also that CNN also took a financial hit. How big is unclear. When the Florida jury last week found the news network liable for defaming U.S. Navy veteran on a story involving a paid effort to extract and endangering Afghans following the country's Taliban takeover, the network settled the case before the jury could fully decide the damages. Now, they also know that under Thompson, CNN has quietly resigned in offering new features on CNN website. Last year, it introduced today $3.99 monthly or $29.99 yearly subscription for its heaviest users, which many of them perhaps are heavy in terms of physical composition, but yeah, heavy users, I guess. I mean, they probably mean, people going to the website multiple times, which, yeah, I don't think so. Like, I try to get data left, right, center, so I go to CNN.com every once in a while. usually CNN Business, which again, I'm still astounded, still somehow in business again. But actually, now that we read this, maybe the people making those articles aren't. But in all seriousness, I don't know anyone who actually goes to CNN. Now, in terms of going digital, one of the biggest business blunders I've heard of in years was CNN when they launched their phone app. They called it CNN Plus, like every app does with the plus for news subscriptions. And the average acquisition cost for a paying member of that app was about $45,000. Now, that's because they're spending a copious amounts of marketing, and they had the free version for a while, so you sign up, then give them a credit card, and they hope you forget about it, and then you start paying for it after that free couple months. And most of the people just overwhelmingly quit. But because they spent so much on marketing and only a couple people actually was willing to pay for the app, the acquisition cost per unit ended up about $45,000, which again that is one of the worst cost per acquisition of a user I've heard of in my life. Like even my tech company, we're spending a couple $1,000s on IT events. I mean, when you break it down per person or per business, it's still maybe a couple hundred or not nowhere near 4 figures, yet alone 5 figures. So it's almost unfathomable how much CNN has failed, and they're trying to go more to digital, but their audience is shrinking. They don't have the core demo. Pretty much every other major news network is beating their ratings, and to me, there's not really an overwhelming benefit to pay for any CNN content. I mean, you can go to their website for free, check it out for free for a couple times before I guess they want you to pay for it. But I mean, they really don't have that exclusive talent or breaking news stories. You see a lot of breaking stories from like Louder Crowder or the Daily Wire. They're breaking stories left and right. A lot of controversial stories, actually, especially James O'Keefe. Great independent reporter, though I say that he does have his own business, so they got more than just him working there. But yeah, what major breaking stories has CNN really brought to the forefront? For life, man, I really can't think. And I really can't think of any reason to pay for their content. So it is sad because I'm sure there's some good employees there. They're not all radical leftists. Most of them probably are. But again, there's probably some good employees there. Unfortunately, are going to be out of a job. And we'll see how they pivot. But let me know in the comments. I don't see how they actually can be a long-term profitable, viable company shifting to digital. Unless, again, they need to just get rid of the leftism in the company, but by doing so, you'd also alienate their big core audience and the people who might be willing to pay for their content. So pretty sticky situation. We'll see what comes out on top, but let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you can click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.